Warning. Warning. If you have young kids in the car, turn down your radio. Warning. Repeat. Warning. Adult content ahead. In 3, 2, 1.
A lawyer representing 120 new alleged victims of Diddy's sexual misconduct say that some famous people were involved, and the names are going to shock you.
Oh, boy.
But the names that we're going to name, assuming that our investigators confirm and corroborate what we've been told, are names that will shock you. These are individual cases. There are indeed other perpetrators involved. They will be revealed when that particular individual case is ready to be filed. They already know who they are. And I'm talking here about not just the cowardly but complicit bystanders. That is, those people that we know watched this behavior occur and did nothing. And I'm talking about the people that participated, encouraged it, egged it on. They know who they are.
So it's not somebody that, P. Diddy allegedly hooked up with that's an adult. It's they were there, encouraged it, and participated.
And they're talking heads of major corporations. This is, I found very interesting.
In the world?
Pharmaceutical companies, that there were people who worked in pharmaceutical companies who knew that things were happening, drugs were, certain things like that. Turned a blind eye.
Wow.
I'm wondering if Diddy got
cow.
these powerful people like the CEOs of companies because they all can help protect them.
There is a conspiracy theory that's going out there that he was an FBI informant. Diddy. Mm-hmm. After he had some dirt, and then they're like, continue to get dirt, and then it became too much.
I'm not buying it
It's a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
I don't have any facts.
I don't know.
I didn't make it up. I saw it somewhere.
It's giving him a lot of credit.
Out of the 120 new people that has come forward about alleged abuse or what, I don't know exactly, are these names celebrities that have come forward, any of them, or these are regular people complaining about other celebrities involved?
Then 102 new accusers
120.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 120 involve all of the above. People we have not heard their names who are not famous. Then people who are famous, names of CEOs, names of CEOs of pharmaceutical
of accusers,
yes,
too, and also they are naming other celebrities and CEOs that have actually participated and egged this on.
Yes. And when we said in the very beginning of all of this that we had just cracked into it when we were hearing from the lawyers in the first place, we weren't kidding. I don't even think we knew.
It's way worse.
Yeah. We do have our official attorney, Lisa Lanier, on the phone with us to kind of break it down. But real quick, do you remember when I was telling you about how Diddy, he was married and he shared children with a woman named Kim Porter, right, who has unfortunately passed away. But before
Diddy did it.
I don't know.
Allegedly.
There's some thoughts, of that out there too.
I mean, I didn't say that.
Thoughts on that.
Allegedly, just a thought.
Kim Porter did have the foresight, I suppose, to write down some of the things that she experienced, things she saw, things she knew, and she gave all of that information on a USB to somebody who then wrote a book. His name is Christopher Todd, and he is the author of this book from Kim Porter. And he is saying that the tapes that they have in their possession, like the tapes of the freak-offs, the tapes of things going on at Diddy's house, the tapes of things that he did or he told other people to do, this man, Christopher Todd, says it will shut down Hollywood.
Wow.
If they are released.
It's too shocking. If I was to release those tapes, the world would shut down. Okay, if I showed one of these tapes, I'm telling you right now, the whole music industry and Hollywood, it would just grind down like this. They're all going to start pointing at each other like this, and it's going to be bad. We've already set it up. We have multiple attorneys. We know how to do it. It's not my first rodeo. I solved the greatest murder case in history, 3 of them. I know how to do it. We're going to do it. But just going to come in pieces. And there's also ways we can, let's say, not censor it, but we can kind of soften it, right? Like the whole tape doesn't have to come out. All the tape. I don't have all the tapes. There's other people that have the tapes. I can't control them. We already know they're shopping in Hollywood. We have proof of other people telling us. We actually didn't have that one they showed. So there's multiple out there. Remember, this has been going on for 30 years. So I'm not the only one who has them. I think I have specific ones that no one has.
How does he?
But so it's gonna be extremely shocking. We've got to be really just kind of one step at a time.
In the same interview, Katie, this is what he alleges, that there's tapes of P. Diddy having sex with Jay-Z, Will Smith. Oh, who was the third? There's another huge name, but Jay-Z and Will Smith for sure.
That is not illegal.
No, but it's also shocking.
And things that people probably wanted to keep very quiet.
Yes.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. So
I mean, if that comes out and they have tapes of that, I mean,
how does this guy have tapes, though?
Because he is the one who he got them.
So Kim Porter gave him the tapes?
Yes, all of it before she died.
Then why the hell is he waiting so long to release these tapes?
Yeah, I don't think. No, he's saying if we do, it will ruin everything. So he needs to make sure. We do have our official attorney on the phone because here's the other thing. This is one of the things that we wanted to ask Lisa. Good morning, Lisa.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, this thing just keeps getting crazier and crazier, doesn't it? But remember, the FBI also has a ton of these tapes. So I mean, he taped like the fellow was saying. He taped everything for decades. He taped all these sex parties for decades, and so there's just a million hours of sex tapes out there to ruin all these people.
And one of the things we wanted to ask you, Lisa, was, we have heard very similar things when it comes to Jeffrey Epstein. Like, we have the flight log list and we have all the names of all the people that were groomed or who were in the know or who went to the island. And then yet we haven't really heard anything. So do you think that this is just another one of those, we have all this evidence and all these names and we'll never hear about it?
Well, I think it kind of, came to a screeching halt with Epstein when he died. And there was, basically there was not much left of an estate for people to go after. And so there was no reason for continued lawsuits. If you had, 20 or 30 victims, they can't get blood out of a turnip, right? And once his estate was depleted and he's dead, then there's, and basically the main other perpetrator, Giselle Maxwell, they got her. And so I think it all just ground to a halt. And people, they don't typically release these, especially the authorities aren't going to release these lists and these things just maliciously for no reason. There has to be some litigation or something, going on. And so that, I think, ended it for that whole Epstein list. But here, Combs still has a ton of money. His songs are, trending higher than ever, making tons of money, and he is alive, and he can be sued, and so all these people are coming after him for money. And just because let's say we're hearing that Jay-Z and Will Smith are on tape having sex with him, so what, right? That, I mean, maybe that hurts their reputation, but that alone does not make them guilty of any crime. And so if this is just being released to harm them, then you're going to go look at like the Hulk Hogan Avenue. He was taped. And he won. He won big damages, right, against this tabloid because he didn't know he was being taped, and it was in a bedroom where he was. There was a reasonable expectation of privacy, and so you have to look at those angles and say, okay, will these people now be sued if they release these tapes if they're only doing it just to be sensational and harm these celebrities? If they were in a place where they had a reasonable expectation of privacy. So that's an angle that you have to kind of consider. But if for the criminal purpose, here's where these people, I think are worried, is were they facilitating a crime? If they were facilitating a crime, most of these, all these new lawsuits, 120 new accusers across 25 states, most are in New York, a 9-year-old victim, a 14-year-old victim. I mean, this is terrible stuff, right? And so if these celebrities or these CEOs or whoever were hotels, they are thinking about naming where because these parties didn't all just happen at Diddy's house. They happened in hotels, at party venues, at rented venues. And so what this lawyer is doing is he's investigating who aided and abetted in this stuff, who facilitated this. And if these people aided and abetted, they could be guilty not just in this civil way where they can be sued for money, but they could potentially face criminal charges. And if you are found guilty of aiding and abetting, you get the same sentence for the underlying crime that Diddy gets.
And when you say aiding and abetting, would that count if somebody was like just there watching it?
No, because you don't have it's tricky, and most of these are in New York. And in New York, you don't have a duty to report a crime except in very extreme exceptions like a dead body and some things like that. And so if they and what a lot of these celebrities are saying privately, there's been some leaks about they're saying that, things got weird and they would leave the party because if they were suspicious that, we don't know how old these kids are or whatever, we're going to get out of here. And so, that those people are going to be okay. I think for aiding and abetting, you have to have actually participated or facilitated. So if you are, like a major, say, vodka manufacturer, he had a very close relationship with, right? And you throw a party and you host it and you're providing all the free liquor, you provide the venue, you've got representatives there, and you see that this is going on and you are basically sponsoring it, then those people are going to have a problem, at least in the civil matter, if not in the criminal matter.
Jason, what if you're in person and you're watching and you're kind of like, because I think the attorney was saying like they're kind of like egging it on, like they didn't actually physically participate, but they were like, yeah, do it, or whatever, and they're caught on video.
Or just even like,
like get it or whatever, some horrible thing.
Just as gross.
I think that's probably going to come down to a jury question about, does their conduct rise to the level of facilitating or encouraging this? And it sounds like maybe it does. I mean, that's what this lawyer is being told. And so now, in his press conference, he was saying, I have investigators that are following up on all of this to fact check it. And if it's true, I'm going to name all these people.
Wow. And so I know last time we talked to you, you were saying no plea deal. He's just too much on him. But, so Diddy's probably going to spend the rest of his life in prison.
As long as nothing happens where he gets out of this.
Well, I don't think so. I think it's pretty deep. It's and it just keeps getting deeper, and it gives you an idea of how confident and how bad it looks for the what the judge is looking at when they continued to deny him bail.
Right.
He still is, because it's so, number one, it's the weight of the evidence against him. It's so strong. And then number two, they think he's a flight risk, which, where are you going to go if you're Diddy? I don't know. It's like everybody knows who he is, but still, those two things, the fact that they keep him locked up is a big indicator, I think, of how powerful this case is against him.
And do you just your gut feeling, because you haven't seen it all, but do you think there'll be other celebrities and powerful people arrested?
I don't think so. I think that they were probably smart enough not to participate with him in some of these, where it's like, drugging and raping young girls and boys. But who knows, if they did, then they'll definitely come after them.
There'll be more.
But but what you're hearing is more the civil attorney. Like, you're not hearing from the criminal side. Oh, we're also looking at all these other people. You're just hearing it from the civil side, where they facilitated it so they can be held responsible, in civil court.
Yeah, but it's. I think it's very, very possible, because Diddy was friends with a lot of celebrities, and not to mention this again because it keeps getting worse. But when I was at his house, he was really hanging out.
Sorry, Matt.
This is not.
Was Jason at his house once? Did he go party on?
It was actually a party at the house. Not kidding. We all had to leave after the Super Bowl.
And there was liquor there. Vodka.
Yes, it was a Ciroc release party.
Yeah.
But my point is, like Russell Simmons, for instance, and I'm not saying he did anything because I don't want to be accused of saying the wrong thing. But let's say Russell Simmons helped Diddy, or let's say a few other celebrities helped him. I think it's very possible that other celebrities could be charged criminally because they helped him. They aided and abetted with him more than just a civil, don't you think?
If the facts show that, for sure. If it shows that they actually, assist, you have to assist in a crime or participate in a crime. And, in the sort of the basic understanding of that, it would be, if I buy all the tools for you to commit a crime, then even if I didn't go, if I provided you with all the tools and a gun, and I know that's what you're using it for, then I've aided and abetted, even if I don't show up at the robbery. And, so that's, kind of facilitating. And then, of course, if you're there, even if you're, let's say you're the wheelman, you drive the car, somebody goes in and robs a bank, you're just as guilty of robbing the bank.
Yeah.
So, it's...
Yeah, no.
It's going to just depend. But the criminal standard is so high. They have to prove, beyond a reasonable doubt that these people were involved in
they
it.
need an
And I think
airtight
that's
case,
harder.
especially for like a big name person. I mean, it should be for everybody,
Yeah.
but especially for a big
And that's
name.
going to be harder. I think that's going to be a lot harder. Yeah.
Well, thank you for guiding us through this because
It just gets more and more confusing and garbled, and then this is people's real lives that they've lived through this, and
they've had
And all these lawsuits, he's going to run out of money.
Yep.
I mean, I know he had a
Well,
ton, but if all these people are suing, I hope they can get it in a way where everybody splits it so they get something. Because I think he just forked out a bunch of money for Cassie or somebody.
Yeah, Cassidy.
Oh yeah,
Cassie.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay,
He's already settled. I think several of these. There are about a dozen lawsuits already out there, and a few of them have settled.
yeah. Well, Lisa, while we have you on the phone, you're doing something really fantastic for all of our friends and family members in Western North Carolina after they were decimated by Hurricane Helene. And we wanted to ask you a little bit about that.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, so, it is so much worse in Western North Carolina than I think any of us realize. And, I mean, it is, people are, even if their homes were not washed out, they are without gas for their car, they're without food and drinkable water and electricity, and it's just terrible, terrible, terrible. And so what we are doing is we are sending convoys of supplies up. I've partnered with some local businesses and restaurants, and I have a box truck and a couple of trailers, and we're filling them up and going up there over and over and helping them set up and disseminate goods. And we're making little care packages that we're handing out with personal hygiene items and snacks and things like that, water. So if anybody wants to donate, particularly in our Triad location, we're very centrally located. We're at 6518 Airport Center Drive, over by the airport off 68. And we really, we would welcome any and all supplies that people wanted to give. We're asking if anybody wanted to buy a plastic, or metal gas can and fill it up with gas, we'll get it up there.
Wow.
I've had people donating. I've had people donate generators. I've had people, restaurant equipment.
That's
great. We're taking some major stuff. But, people, they're getting a lot of baby formula, but they don't have any bottles to give it to the babies in. So baby bottles, water is still a huge, huge issue. Basic hygiene items. Toothpaste, tampons, they have nothing, So if folks, anything they want to drop off, we'll get it up there. We've got a caravan going Saturday, and then we'll be running another one the following Saturday. So help out in any way you can.
That's wonderful. What time of day can they drop these items off?
Yeah, good question. General business hours, 8:30 to 5:30.
Okay.
Somebody will be there to take it, and it's really appreciated. People there are so grateful, and it's just so bad. And the death toll is just going to be unbelievable.
Yeah, it's way higher.
So many people missing.
Well,
Lisa,
we love you. Appreciate all that you do for us, and support her as much as you can. That's great. Thank you, Lisa. Appreciate it. Ever injured on the job, contact her right away at hireaheavyweight.com.